You know that feeling, right? We've all been there. You're staring at a screen, you're trying to learn something new like coding, and you just keep hitting this brick wall of confusing errors. It's so frustrating, it just makes you want to quit. But what if there was a clear path through all that? Well, today we're going to dive into Code with Harry's Python course to see if it really does give you that roadmap from total beginner to actually building cool stuff. So, first, meet Balu. He's kind of the star of the show at the beginning of the course. And honestly, he's all of us. Anyone who thought learning to code would be this super quick ticket to a huge paycheck, only to get slammed with error after error. He is the before picture in this whole journey. And this question, oh, this is the one. It's what every single beginner whispers to their screen at some point. It's that moment you're absolutely convinced the computer is just messing with you on purpose. And this course gets that. It starts by putting that exact feeling front and center, using Balu's frustration to set the stage for the solution. Okay, so how do you go from Balu's frustration to actually feeling confident and in control? Well, the course lays out a very structured guide, a literal roadmap, to help you navigate the world of Python programming. Let's take a look at what that map looks like. So, what do you need to get started on this journey? A fancy computer science degree? Some crazy background in advanced math? Nope, not at all. The instructor makes it super clear. The only thing you need to bring to the table is your time. If you're willing to commit, the course promises to handle the rest. And that roadmap? It's built on this really simple but powerful loop. First, you learn the concepts in a chapter. Then, you immediately get your hands dirty and reinforce what you just learned with practice problems. And finally, you apply it all by building a real project. Learn, practice, apply. It's a cycle that's designed to make the information actually stick in your brain. You know, one of the biggest things that trips people up right at the start is just getting set up. All the installations, the configuration, it can feel really intimidating. The course tackles this head-on, framing these first steps not as a chore, but as your first quick and rewarding wins. Instead of some dry, super technical walkthrough, the instructor's approach is just refreshingly simple. Just install it like a game. This one phrase says it all, really. It captures the friendly, accessible tone of the whole course. It just demystifies the entire process and makes it feel way less like work. And then you get to this moment, the rite of passage for every programmer on the planet. Writing print hello world and actually seeing it pop up on your screen. That's the first time you feel like you're telling the computer what to do. It's a tiny step for sure, but it feels like a huge milestone, and the course gets you there fast. All right, so with the basics out of the way, the course shifts gears into building your actual programming toolkit. This isn't about just memorizing code. It's about really understanding the core ideas that give Python all of its power and flexibility. For example, it digs into concepts that can be kind of tricky for beginners, like the difference between mutable and immutable data. Think of it like this. Some data, like a list, is basically like clay. You can change it, add to it, reshape it whenever you want. But other data, like a string of text, is more like a pot that's been fired in a kiln. Once it's made, its shape is set. And these right here are the fundamental building blocks you'll be working with every single day. You've got your numbers, your text, your ordered lists, and these really powerful things called dictionaries for storing info. Getting a handle on these four is basically the foundation for almost everything else you'll do in Python. But it's not all dense, heavy theory. The course shows you how to have some fun with it right away by using these pre-built libraries or modules. With just a couple lines of code, you can pull in this PyJokes module and have your program tell you a joke. It's a simple little trick, but it proves you can do cool, tangible stuff from the very beginning. Okay, now this is where everything starts to come together. You've learned the concepts, you've done the practice problems, so what can you actually create? Well, the course wraps up with a series of awesome projects that put your new skills to the ultimate test. First, you start by building a classic game, Snake, Water, Gun. It's basically rock, paper, scissors, but you're not just playing it. You're the one writing the code that makes the computer your opponent. It's a great way to learn about logic and making random choices. Next up, you build the perfect guess game. The computer thinks of a secret number, and you have to try and guess it. With every guess, the program tells you if you're too high or too low. This is a fantastic way to master loops and user input in a really fun, interactive way. And finally, the mega project, building a voice-activated AI assistant, inspired by Jarvis from the movies. This is where you actually connect your Python skills to the outside world, using tools for speech recognition and AI responses. You end up creating something that feels genuinely futuristic and powerful. And that kind of brings us to the complete picture. The course really does lay out a clear path that takes you through this whole transformation, from someone who doesn't even know how to install Python to someone who can build their own pretty sophisticated apps. And that brings us right back to Balu. The entire journey is designed to take you from his position, staring at an error message, feeling totally lost, to becoming a capable creator, someone who can actually bring their own ideas to life, even an idea as cool as a personal AI assistant. Because ultimately, a course like this gives you the tools, the knowledge, and a proven roadmap to follow. But where you decide to go from there, and what amazing project you decide to build first, well, that's entirely up to you. And that's the most exciting part of the journey, isn't it?